Welcome to We Still Here.
We still here, man.
In case you didn't know.
In case you didn't know, it's a war zone happening right now, man, in Central America. It's very serious.
It's very, very serious. Central America. And where it's happening at, it's called the Northern Triangle.
Northern Triangle based on, that's El Salvador, Honduras, and Guatemala.
Yes. And what's happening is, and the reason they call it the Northern Triangle is because all three countries are connected. All three countries are going through the same socio-political ills.
Right.
People are oppressed.
They share the gang problem.
They share
the ill education system. And not only that, they share the common fact that the United States has basically used them and threw them away like trash. So, we feel it's very important because a lot of viewers in America, they're surfing the web and they're eating takeout and sporting Ray-Ban glasses and
doing all that.
While people over there are living to die.
People over there living to die with nothing,
So we bring it to you here, man. In case you didn't know, this is We Still Here.
In case you didn't know, it's We Still Here. So yeah, basically the Northern Triangle. Yeah, you got, like you said, Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador. Their main exports are coffee and bananas and things of that nature, which basically, great exports. But countries like that probably, because they need help, probably import more than they export, and that's never good.
And to top it off, they may export all the sugar, all the shrimp, all the bananas they would like to, but the president or the government, and God knows best, but it's not trickling down to the people like you and I.
It's not trickling down to the people. So what's happening? Yeah. So what's happening is that part of the world has the highest murder rate. Has the highest murder rate in the world right now.
Outside of a war zone.
Outside of a war zone.
It's not Syria, Iraq we're speaking on.
No, it's not. We're talking about Central America.
El Salvador, Honduras, and Guatemala.
Yeah,
so,
in case you didn't know.
So what's the everyday life out there? Like, what can I expect?
Well, what you can expect is basically, you got warring factions out there. Most gang members are either MS or 18th Street. There's a few other gangs, but a lot of that's basically what's going on. You got the government.
Yeah.
And then you got the warring factions, you got the gangs. So basically what happens is you got the gangs going to war with the government. And believe it or not, it's going down. It's a bunch of lawlessness going on, people dying, and women and children are also getting murdered. Murder rate is so high, women and children are also getting murdered down there. It's not just gang warfare, and them killing them. It's really happening.
It's a lot of casualties of war. What's crazy is I had read something about the Northern Triangle, and it said just in 3 months, viewers, just in 3 months, I believe 2016 it was.
2016.
They had 2,003 murders.
Wow, 2,003 murders. I think that's
3 months.
In 3 months.
3 months. So it was.
So basically, to let you guys know exactly how crazy that is, it's like. Basically, in the month of January, 24 people a day?
24 people a day got killed.
Yeah, a day. That's January. February, it's like 23 people a day.
And in March is 19. Man.
Yeah, so just imagine wherever you at, man. Wherever you at, Miami or New York City or Denver.
Yeah.
Just imagine you hanging out in your city. And in the month of January, 24 people a day get murdered.
I can't imagine that, man.
You can't imagine that. But that's happening.
Man, they just living to die.
They just living to die, man. They're living to die, man.
So what I had also checked out was that over there on as far as the migration or the refugees you want to call them, they fleeing from a war zone.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They fleeing in mass numbers.
Huge numbers.
It's like Moses leading the people out.
Oh, that's exactly what it's like, man. 2016, most of the refugees that were coming to the Mexico America border were from Central America.
Whole families,
children, daughters, mothers, grandmothers, uncles, everybody was fleeing. And what's happening is that's such a high number because they're trying to flee the violence. It's the only way out, and it's the only way out. And the problem is, say less. You know, these people are fleeing, trying to make a better way for themselves, and the people in this country, or the government in this country, are turning them away when they're responsible for some of the residue.
Hold on. Time out. So you telling me people fleeing from the Central American countries, but didn't like America go in there and, you know, have a great influence on this
Well, absolutely.
beautiful culture?
Well, absolutely, man. Absolutely. You talking now? You're going in and talking about the puppet regimes,
Right.
Put in place down there, and
Exactly.
you know, when the people buck against that, that's how civil wars started. And then once shit don't pan out, the American government will pull out,
Right,
and they just leave a war-torn, fucked up infrastructure.
Exactly.
And now they trying to flee the violence that the American government had a hand in,
Right. So
and then get turned away.
you had said Civil War.
Yeah.
You know, this brings us to our focal point of this. You know, we still here in case you didn't know. El Salvador, man, had a serious civil war from 1979 to 1992.
Definitely.
You know, in America, you know, the Carter regime and the Reagan regime, they had
Harder
a
until the
real,
Reagan regimes.
real deep impact on this part of the world.
Oh, absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
I mean, it went so far as to implementing something they call death squads.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
a death squad is basically a hired hand, hired muscle to displace, dismember, disfigure.
Oh,
I
man.
mean, any opposition,
Yeah.
kill
Man.
all of them. And in the opposition, in this case, you know, they were inflamed by the history of their people. You know, the history of Ernesto Che Guevara and, you know, Fidel Castro, Raul Castro. You know, they were influenced by these people. You know, the Marxism.
Yeah. So basically, the El Salvadorian government was backed by the United States government, and putting a
Like a proxy war.
like a proxy,
It was
basically.
the same thing happening in Afghanistan.
Yeah, it's basically they put their proxy in there,
Right.
and the people decided to rebel against that.
Right.
So there was factions formed. You know, there was the CRM, which stands for the Coordinated Revolution of the Masses.
Exactly.
Now, that's who's fighting against the El Salvadorian government. Then
Right.
the CRM actually transformed into the let me get this right, Frente Farabundo Marti para la
Liberación
Liberación.
Nacional.
Yes, okay, that is basically the FMLN organization.
Yeah, exactly.
So you had the FMLN organization, basically like freedom fighters.
They was the guerrilla troops.
They were the
man.
guerrilla troops, man.
They were the
And-
guerrillas.
And they say, what's the percentage? They say,
According to the United Nations, man, you heard it first. According to the United Nations, that 85% of the civilian deaths in the in the Civil War of Salvador were committed by the Salvadorian army themselves, backed by the Reagan and Carter administration.
wow. Yeah.
This is what they have on their hands.
And this we still here, man, in case you didn't know.
In case you didn't know, man.
So yeah, El Salvador has a capital. It's called
San Salvador. Yeah, San Salvador.
That basically, that part of it, that basically, we just explained to you some of the beginnings of some of the stripes and what happened early on, 79 and 92.
Yeah, if
So-
you fast forward to now,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how else to say it. You know, it's unpleasant, it's miserable, it's hot, it's serious. But I mean, whatever way you want to call it, it's fucked up.
They're still reeling. They're still reeling. A lot. The residue is still there, so the infrastructure is still broken and fucked up. So they're just trying to make a way.
I mean,
And
what type of recipe is it? I mean, it's like
it's a cocktail for disaster.
you
It's
put
like having a pot.
devastation,
Yeah, the pot devastation. What else in there?
devastation, poverty, ill education, drugs, guns, gangs. And you know what rises from the ashes of this is the biggest gang in the world.
Biggest gang in the world.
Malva, MS.
Yes, biggest gang in
Rose
the
from the
world.
ashes of this civil war
Okay,
that
so-
America helped.
Okay, so how many? So estimation. How many people? How many members, man? Estimation.
Man, at about 30 years of its inception, and I could be wrong on the 30-year part, but out of 30 years, just say rounding off 70,000 plus, and it's still growing.
Wow.
The biggest gang in the world.
Biggest gang in the world. Capital El Salvador is San Salvador, and it's probably like they saying what it's like 25,000 members.
Yeah, 25,000. Yeah, right in the capital.
9,000 of those members, I believe, are in the prisons.
Yeah, they're in prison. We still here.
We still here. In case you didn't know.
In case you didn't know.
So
the cold part about it is that one of the worst jobs to have out there in Salvador or Honduras or Guatemala is to be the guy the ambulance, the guy who picks up the morgue.
Basically the morgue.
The morgue dude, yeah.
They say every night, man, they
picking up bodies.
They picking up bodies, man. They just go out there picking up bodies. Children, mothers, gang members. Everybody, nobody is safe.
Nobody is safe.
Nobody is safe, man. Y'all probably asking why we doing this because nobody else will.
Nobody's
talking about this.
It's to our heart because they are people too, man.
Yeah.
We love them. We love the people of Salvador, Honduras, and Guatemala.
Yeah.
We want y'all to stand up and rise up for yourselves, man.
Stand up, man, in case you didn't know, man.
I understand. I understand y'all making a way.
Shout out to the forgotten people, the people that don't get talked about, man. So this is what we doing. Is we still here, man, and we're gonna shine a light, man. So
without doubt.
So yeah, man. That's what it's about, man. It's a horrible thing that's going on. It's a horrible condition. Yeah. Like you said earlier, man, while we sitting there eating popcorn and French fries and chilling, laughing and shit, there's some shit that is being swept under the rug by the powers that be.
Yeah, the political agenda. It's not quote unquote. It's not in trend. It's not what's happening. It is what's happening.
Okay, so Jeff Sessions, man. Jeff
Sessions, man. Look, check this cat out, man. He one of those Trump type cats.
Absolutely. Most definitely.
He said MS is so strong that he definitely supports putting them on a terrorist group list.
Wow.
He compared them to ISIS, low key.
So he's trying to make MS a terrorist organization.
Yes.
Whoa.
He's pushing for that.
Whoa.
So that's a whole other lifestyle for the people who live in the United States.
Yeah.
They have a lot of members in the United States, and they will turn them into ISIS. They turn them into Al Qaeda. They didn't say the niggas Bin Laden.
Wow. Yeah. So can you imagine what that would do to the people if the El Salvadorian government and all in the countries that part of the Northern Triangle decide to wage war against them? There will be collateral damage.
Now time out. The Salvadorian government have already said that they're a terrorist organization, and they do wage a war against them. And two of the ways that they do is by death squad. They implement death squad still today.
So the collateral damage is basically the people of these countries in the Northern Triangle.
Yeah. And the cold part is the next thing that they do is that I talked to a couple of inmates that are in here who are quote unquote paisanos, and they are from El Salvador, one's from Guatemala. And this is real shit, man. He was actually honestly scared to go back to his homeland.
Why?
He got some tats, but he doesn't gangbang. He has some tats, and he was scared. He was nervous because the police, if you're tatted down there, the police will kill you because you're either associated with MS or you're associated with 18 shit.
Wow.
And I asked him, I said, your family gang member? He said, yeah, all of them are from MS. I said, you gonna be from MS? He said, more than likely they're gonna make you.
Yeah, so basically this is the reality. You go down there, either you join, and if you say no, they extort you, and if you don't want to pay,
they kill you, man. Police gonna do the same thing.
Point blank period. Point blank period, man.
I got a lot of people over here, man. That's they have Guatemala, and they like, man, I want to go back, but I'm scared, man.
It's a war zone, man. It's the craziest.
I'm scared, shit. I'm black. I'm scared as fuck.
It's the craziest place to be that outside of a war zone, even though it is.
This ain't Iraq. This ain't Syria.
This ain't Iraq, man. This is the Western Hemisphere, man. It's down south, man.
It's down south, man.
It's down south.
And everybody forgot. In case you didn't know, everybody.